It's week 3 of May in the Open Mic universe, and we are just 2 weeks away from Bash at the Beach. Starting off here on Raw, we would see Roxanne Perez taking on the WWE Women's Champion, Shayna Baszler. We found out last week who Shayna will be defending that title against at Bash at the Beach. It was Bayley, who won an 8-woman battle royal to become the number 1 contender. Bayley would show up at the end of the match and get a little FaceTime with the champ. They will get even closer in just a couple weeks as Bayley looks to try to become a 2-time WWE Women's Champion. Then we saw Trick Williams in action taking on Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. In Trick's corner was Carmelo Hayes. In Johnny's corner, his tag team partner, Tommaso Ciampa. This one went back and forth, kind of looked like it could possibly go either way. Right here, Johnny Gargano looking to put Trick away, but good block there by Trick Williams. And he would eventually connect with a knee to the face and get the 3 count and the victory here on Raw against Johnny Wrestling. Next, we would see Brutus Creed in rare singles action as he would be taking on Sami Zayn. It's actually the first time we've seen Sami in a WWE ring since Backlash. The Creeds, who just came over to the WWE at the draft with the entire roster of Team Angle. And we've already seen that Chad Gable has wasted little time in establishing himself and trying to go after his first championship. You know it's only a matter of time before Brutus and Julius do the same in the tag division. Chad will actually be taking on Kevin Owens for the WWE European Championship at Bash at the Beach. Here we saw Sami missing on a haluva kick, but it didn't take too long. He would get Brutus back in the corner, load it up, and connect on his second attempt. Would roll Brutus over, hook the leg, and come away with the victory. But that wasn't all. As Sami would celebrate his win in the ring, he would get attacked by Chad Gable with a kendo stick. And Gable definitely, once again, for the second week in a row, looking to send a message to his Bash at the Beach opponent, Kevin Owens. Then, in our main event of Raw, it would be Finn Balor taking on the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Randy Orton. We did see these two meet 2 weeks back, the week of the draft, and Randy would get the victory. But at the conclusion of that match, Damian Priest would enter the ring and chokeslam the Viper, and that would be what would set up their match coming up at Bash at the Beach. There you see Priest distracting Randy and tried to get a little physical on the outside, but Randy able to reverse it. And then watch here what Priest does. He removes that top turnbuckle pad, and that would come in a big way here as Randy and his back hits that exposed cable. And not only does he make contact with that exposed corner not once, but twice. And that really is what does the Apex Predator in here, as Finn Balor, with the help of his buddy Damian Priest, does come away with the victory to close out Raw. Then it was time for Nitro, and we would see Otis taking on Austin Theory. These two met last week in the gauntlet match to determine the number 1 contender for the WCW television title. Otis, who did eliminate Theory, that didn't sit too well with Austin Theory, and he demanded a one-on-one match here on Nitro against Otis. And he definitely started off on the right foot due to his sneak attack as Otis was making his way to the ring. But once they got in the ring and things settled down, Otis would get in the driver's seat and drive this thing all the way home. Big slam here. All that weight of Otis coming down on Austin Theory. And you know Theory's not getting up. Otis with the win to kick off Nitro. Then we had Santos Escobar with his new non-LWO t-shirt taking on Big Bronson Reed. And valiant effort from Santos right off the bat. But unfortunately, when Big Bronson Reed gets his hands on you, there's not much you can do. And Bronson would defeat Santos Escobar. And then we had Bianca Belair taking on the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Bianca trying to kind of get her feet under her, trying to establish, EST, trying to establish herself here in WCW after spending the first 2 years in our universe on the WWE side. Looked pretty good this week against Charlotte. I thought she looked actually a little bit better here against Charlotte than she did last week against Rhea. But came real close here to putting it away. Charlotte would kick out, and then Charlotte would apply the figure 8. And while the figure 8 wouldn't be enough to get Bianca to tap out, that would lead to a pinfall where Charlotte would get the win over Bianca. Then in our main event, we would see the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, taking on Despicable Ray. Ray, as we found out last week, will get another opportunity against AJ Styles for the WCW World Heavyweight title. He felt that he didn't lose. He kind of felt he got screwed at, he won via count out at Backlash, and then was forced to defend the title on the next Raw on the night of the draft. In Hell in a Cell, AJ was victorious in that one, and I guess all that bitching and complaining that Ray did got him another shot. And here, Ray would get a count-out victory as Cody kind of knocked a little loopy, not able to get back to his feet and not able to get back into the ring. Rey Mysterio would get the victory as we closed out Nitro. Then it was time for Thunder. And our opening match of Thunder would be Shotzi taking on the WCW Women's Champion, Rhea Ripley. Rhea, who is going to be taking on Raquel Rodriguez at Bash at the Beach. Raquel would actually make an appearance here on Thunder and try to make off and take off with Rhea's WCW Women's Championship. Rhea would confront Raquel, get the belt back, but that little bit of a distraction would kind of open the door for Shotzi, and Shotzi connects with a brutal punch to the face. She would roll Rhea back into the ring, thinking that she might be able to come out of here with an upset win, but that punch was not enough to keep Rhea down. Rhea would then kind of take out her anger and frustration from Raquel on Shotzi. And unfortunately for Shotzi, she has no choice but to tap, snap or tap. And Shotzi makes the wise decision to tap. The little games that Raquel is trying to play, not going to work and not going to sit well with Rhea. And you know that's just going to fuel her even more as they head towards Bash at the Beach. Then we would see The Miz taking on LA Knight. Knight would hit the BFT and get the 1-2-3. LA Knight, in his very brief start to his WCW career, looking really good. In another match scheduled at Bash at the Beach, we've got the Street Profits taking on the newest tag team in the universe, the Leftovers. They are the team of JD McDonough and Ridge Holland. Here on Thunder, though, we would get a singles match between JD and Montez Ford. And while the Profits come in with a great resume in the universe from their time in WWE, they are looking to try to establish themselves here in WCW, and they'll have that opportunity as they take on the Leftovers at Bash at the Beach. Then we would get a rematch from Nitro. Cody was pretty disappointed in his performance on Nitro. He did go to the officials from WCW and ask, hey, can I get another shot at Ray? They agreed. They didn't like the way that one ended. So we got this one again in our main event of Thunder. And this time, Cody did not get knocked out, and the action would stay in the ring. Really impressive suplex here as Ray Takes a hell of a fall from up high. And then Cody here with a Cody Cutter connects. Hooks the leg and gets the win in our main event of Thunder. But it didn't stop there. After the match, Cody would get distracted by Drew McIntyre's music. He would look up at the entranceway. No Drew McIntyre. Nope. Drew would come from the crowd and attack the American Nightmare. Like we said a couple weeks ago, Drew not a big fan of new people. And he's definitely not here to welcome anybody to WCW. Then our final show of the week was SmackDown. And we kick off SmackDown with a match between Braun Strowman and Karrion Kross. We saw Kross last week interfere in the middle of a match between Seth freaking Rollins and Solo Sikoa. And based on that attack, that match didn't even finish. And here we would see Kross making his WWE in-ring debut. Looked pretty strong against Braun Strowman. And we were headed for a similar result in this one, but Breakker would make an error. He would make a mistake. And that mistake would, in the end, for lack of a better phrase, come back to bite him. Frazier would capitalize. We saw that beautiful splash there. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to get the win, but he would go back to the top. This time, hits Breakker with a Phoenix Splash and would get the upset victory. This is a huge win for Nathan Frazier, but I would say proceed with caution. Enjoy the victory now, but expect that payback is coming your way at the hands of Bron Breakker. Then in our main event, we would see Jimmy Uso this time attacking the Tribal Chief as he was making his way to the ring for his one-on-one match against Sheamus. Back-to-back weeks with the Usos attacking their former Tribal Chief. Last week, it was main event Jey Uso. This week, Jimmy. And the Usos definitely methodically picking and choosing their spots and doing all they can to get some payback, exact some revenge on Roman Reigns. And Roman, though, was able to kind of weather it. Hits a Superman punch, then a spear, and would get the victory to close out SmackDown for the week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of Season 3 so far. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.